What is going on, painting company owners? Brandon from Painter Marketing Pros here. Happy Friday. And my co-host, he's in a different location though today. Give a smile. It's alive. So I had an interesting conversation today. I really love when I do the lives on the conversations. I don't know. I'm a people person. I think COVID has exacerbated that. But had a good conversation today with a painting company. They'll probably come on board with us. And the reason they're coming on board is they've been around for longer than most. You know, some painting companies have obviously been around for quite a while. And we work with newer ones. We work with ones that have been around a long time. But this one's been around for over 50 years. So a pretty long time, I would say. And as is typical for the painting companies we work with that have been around for a long time, you know, there's been a change in ownership. The son has kind of stepped up, I guess grandson at this point, and he's looking to expand. And they currently they've been in this one area with essentially 65,000 people is their total addressable market. And they've dominated that area because they've been around for so long. And it's a small addressable market, so they have a brand name and everyone knows who they are. So when you're in a market like that, you don't really need to do any marketing. You know, it's a really small market and they've been there forever. So people know them, referrals, you know, family business. But now he wants to expand, and he's got personal reasons for that, you know, and he thinks that there's a lot of potential. I agree. And he wants to go about 4 hours away. There's a city which will give him an addressable market of over 4 million people. And the conversation was just really interesting because he gets it. You know, he understands that they haven't had to market, that they don't have to be particularly good at closing, don't have to have a follow-up process really right now because of the way their business stands. But when he moves, when he opens up a second office, which is what he's going to do, 4 hours away, and the addressable market is now over 4 million people who did not grow up knowing your painting company, have not known you for over 50 years. How do you compete? You know, it's like you take a company and you remove its brand name. How do you compete? And so he came to Painter Marketing Pros because he realizes he needs effective marketing. That's how you compete, right? You get the processes in place. You get to the top of Google. You know, you have a website that looks really slick. You have a process that's really slick. You know, you have a sales process that makes people feel comfortable, makes people trust your painting company. You have Facebook ads and pay-per-click ads that actually work, that are actually set up correctly and are optimized on an ongoing fashion, not just set up and just let them go. You know, you get all your processes in place, right? And it's just interesting. It's interesting because it's almost like a born-again company. You know, a company that's been around for over 50 years, starting fresh. I think it's cool. You know, it'll make for a good case study, I think, for sure, for Painter Marketing Pros, and I'm very excited to help him, you know, achieve his dream. He's got some pretty big personal dreams wrapped up in this, and I mean, business is personal. You know, it is. We say business is business and personal is personal, but ultimately, for entrepreneurs, you know, you own your painting company. That's your livelihood. That's your kids' future. That's everything. So, very excited to work with him. Was a very interesting conversation. I think we're going to get stellar results for him. But yeah, how do you show up? How do you compete if you have a brand name, if you have referrals, if that were taken from you tomorrow? How would you show up? If you opened up a new office 4 hours away and people didn't know you, how would you show up? How would you win? And even if you're not opening up a new office, even if you're staying right where you are, implement the same tactics. You know, if you have a 65,000 person addressable market and you've been there 50 years, yeah, probably not worth it. I wouldn't. You know, what's the point? But my guess is you're not saturating your market. You haven't saturated whatever market you're in, most likely. There's always upside. Capitalize on it. Anyways, it's Friday. I'm in a good mood. That was a cool conversation. So just want to kind of share some thoughts on it. But I think reflect on it. You know, how would you handle it if you had to start over, so to speak? Happy Friday.